a Christian, when you take on these different types of groups, they do not always respond in a Christ-like manner. And all jokes aside, that makes sense because they are unregenerate, meaning they are not born again. Herein lies the whole problem in the first place, why we talk to them. I'm going to show you something here before we kick this off, because we're going to be playing a lot of AI tonight. And the AI is going to have all kinds of different things in it. You're going to see all kinds of different images and ideas. And you're going to see one of the groups in particular that we go after is going to use AI to fulfill their fantasies, in a sense. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 3 through 5. Paul says this, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war according to the flesh." So Christian, we're in these bodies. We walk in the flesh. That's what he means by that. But we don't fight ultimately. Our ultimate battle is not against flesh and blood, and that's not how we fight. Understand that, believer? What you're going to see tonight is a religion that is using AI to fantasize about waging war in the flesh, beating people bloody, using UFOs and spaceships to destroy your enemies with laser beams, and enjoying this idea of waging war according to the flesh, as if that's the fulfillment of the spiritual reality of what Christ has done, is to be able to beat people into bloody pulps. Verse 4, "For the weapons of our warfare," so we do have weapons, but they're not of the flesh. They're not of the flesh. So we have weapons that they're not fleshly weapons, not swords, tanks, fists, brass cuffs, nunchucks, you name it. That's not what it's about for us. But they're divinely powerful. So they're still powerful. In fact, even more so because they're from God. For the tearing down of strongholds. So they take down things. Stronghold, think of a military fortress, a garrison of some sort. What do we tear down? What are the strongholds that we wage war against? Verse 5. "As we tear down speculations, vain imaginings, wishful thoughts, maybes and ifs, and I hopes and if so's. And wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice? Huh? Beach Boys song. We tear down speculations. What you're going to see tonight is, in AI, sinful man's vain imaginings or speculations brought to life in full color. And every lofty thing raised up against the knowledge of God. So things that contradict the truth about who God is. Such as, your goal is to inherit a kingdom so you can have other people and be enslaved to you. And take every thought captive to the obedience of Christ. That includes our imagination. When we talk about the use of artificial intelligence in the media sphere for art and video and graphics, these are thoughts. The question is, the AI that you produce, does it obey Christ? Does it exemplify, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all the heart, mind, soul, strength"? Does it exemplify loving your neighbor as yourself? Well, if you're blowing up your neighbor so his head comes off of his body, I'm going to say no. But that's exactly the kind of thing we're going to see here tonight. Now, I appreciate everybody come on in the live chat. I know it's like 10 o'clock and all that there on the East Coast. Shout out to Radar Apologetics, who has given our first, and hopefully not only super chat, but since he's infamous for the air horn. That's for you, brother. Yeah, he says the stream looks sharp. Made a slight adjustment to the camera. Ham Sunshine. You know the song, brother. It's a good song, isn't it? Shout out to Crimson Worm Apologetics as well, and Daughter and Dinu and Doki, and Luke and Prime Minister and Leif and Isaiah 8. And also shout out to Hutsikotoyoto. Not sure how you say that. All right. So let us go ahead and go to some videos. But I'm going to do something a little bit different. Because what I'm going to show is IUIC, that's a Hebrew Israelite group. They dress in purple. They're going to create a version of me, an AI, and then essentially kill me. But before I show you that, what I want to show you is before they had AI, they still fantasized about violence against those that they perceived to be their opponents. So what I'm going to show you is all technology does, Tower of Babel, all technology does, chariots, all technology does, bow and arrow, all technology does, internet, all technology does, photography, you get the idea, is boost and bolster whatever sin already lies underneath, and it manifest it in a larger, broader way. So we're going to look at some old school IUIC raps where they're fantasizing about killing babies and stuff like that. And I'm going to show you now with AI, they can actually visualize their wicked fantasies. So we're not showing the AI just yet. Wait until more people come in. Let's watch some of these raps. I got quite a few of these. You ready? All right, here we go.
Bones cracking. Where you going? You can't hide. Let's get 'em. From afar, you gonna hear bones cracking. Won't stop, I'ma beat 'em to the bone marrow. Do 'em dirty real bad, talking toe tag 'em. Then raise him from the dead, then dap up Lazarus. This is what these heathens get in their life after. Throw their babies in the lake without the life jacket. Divide the father from the mother, how you make a fraction. No more hole than you have, son, become a bastard. Talk tough and get smoked, damn I hate cancer. Babylon burn forever, that's the great anthem. Get your ass back to work, no more rhyme phantoms. Just another ghost day, he just made example. 1,000 years, it's our roof, then he died after. Christ return, we gon' rule Israel everlasting. You bastard!
You wanna rumble with the kings, huh? Become a distant member.
Okay, now you may say, what's going on here? Well, it's not 2 years ago now, but it was 2 years ago at the time. I'm going to say it was about 5 years ago, about 5 years ago. IUIC's record label. So how many religious groups have their own record label? IUIC has original royalty. They did something called the Payback Challenge, and all the songs, they weren't about a James Brown song. Payback! They weren't about that. They weren't about the big payback. Nope. They were about paying back the white man. That's what they were all about. So in that song you just heard, the dude talked about throwing babies in a lake without life jackets and leaving children as bastards. And you may be like, man, that's some crazy gangster rap, man. What are they doing over there? Oh, that's Hebrew Israelite music. That's what that is. That's literally what that is. It's not gangster rap. That's not what it is, no. I mean, it might as well be with those type of song by, a gangster rapper out there talking about murdering babies. But with the Hebrew Israelites, you never know what you're going to get. So you want to play some more? Okay, I'll play some more because I think this is important to see. This is what's always been in the heart of IUIC. Here's another rap that shows it. This is a 15-second clip. Check that out. Well, wow, what is that? That's the beginning of an IUIC hip-hop song. Oh, but the disclaimer at the beginning of their videos, what's it say? It says we're not a violent group. So, hey, whatever that says, all right? You see the disconnect, eh?
No.
And so, see, that's the same song. You see how that's the intro? Now, those were on Israelite social, so someone out there is probably going to be like, Vocab, they don't have IUIC colors on. How do I know it's IUIC? I don't believe Vocab. You can never trust Esau. Well, look at this video.
And this the payback, 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 and this the payback.
Y'all done woke up asleep and lying. I heard it's payback, so I had to do this for Zion. The sentiments expressing this soliloquy is for any Edomite that thought to have Israel in captivity. You gon' get what you deserve. And we gon' dance like David while we watching you burn. All facts, no cap.
Okay. Isn't it interesting that that's IUIC Kansas City? You may say, well, why is that interesting, Vocab? Does anybody remember when the brawl happened between ISUPK and IUIC? Which group was involved? IUIC Kansas City was the ones fighting their fellow brothers.
Do this for Zion. The sentiments expressing this soliloquy is for any Edomite that thought to have Israel in captivity. You gon' get what you deserve. And we gon' dance like David while we watching you burn. All facts, no cap. Cause we'll put hands to your eye for y'all, just ask cap.
You see the children in the video? Notice they have their children with them.
Son. So that make the devil your pappy. So the thought of dashing your newborns making me happy. That's Psalms 137, Isaiah 13. If God said it, then he meant it. Ain't no going between. We calling for destruction every day like Sally Mae. Cause we want that payback in a major way. Cause you been on your Damon Wayans, that's a major pain.
And this brother is almost certainly college educated saying this stuff. Why do I say that? Because he said, calling every day, he said calling for our payback every day like Sally Mae. Usually that's something that someone that's got college loans knows about. This brother most likely went to college to know something like that, and he's still talking this way. And did you catch, he says the devil is your pappy. He's talking about other nations. Well, isn't that fascinating when they're fantasizing about killing infants and laughing why people burn? And yet when you actually read the scripture, you say, what's it say? What's it say right there? What's it say right there? Oh, what's it say right there? Oh, wow. Really? Look at that. Wow, look at this. What am I reading? I'm reading John 8, the very place where Jesus talks about someone being children of the devil. Let me show you what it says. John 8:37. I know that you are Abraham's seed. He's saying literally to the Pharisees, not to these guys. Yet you are seeking to kill me. So he's saying, I know you're Abraham's seed, yet you want to kill me because my word has no place in you. Now watch what he's going to say when you go down a little bit. Verse 40, but now you are seeking to kill me, a man who has told you the truth, which I heard from God. This Abraham did not do. He's saying, you're not doing what Abraham did. You were doing the deeds of your father. He's saying you're doing the deeds of your father, but Abraham didn't do that. So he's implying they have a different father. So then they talk about this idea of lineage again. And then in verse 44, Jesus says to the Pharisees, you are of your father, the devil. You are of your father, the devil, and you want to do the desires of your father. You see that? He was a murderer from the beginning and does not stand in the truth because there is no truth in him. Now, isn't that fascinating? This man is talking about murdering children and then accusing other people of being children of the devil. Who was a murderer from the beginning, ladies and gentlemen? And who is he rapping after, huh? I think this is the right verse. Let me see here. Let's go here. Next.
Right back, ain't cheating. Turn around, give me that white back. Esau take this beating. Ain't no reason to fight back if we ain't repenting. Only reason it's like that, cause we ain't repenting. When Israel get her life back, yeah, it's on. Cut the head off and bring it to my throne. In the heat of the lake of fire, I'ma feed them to a pack of liars. Remember Daniel, and I can't stand you. Your other nations don't get manhandled. And I ain't talking every corner, gon' be real painful. All the stuff you did to us, it was real shameful. I'm like, bye, Miss Laura, that's Jacob. Bring it back to my remembrance how you stole us. Built a nation off my back and my shoulders. Can't wait to smash your head like a bulldozer. It's the payback. Damn it, feel good.
Jesse Walsh of the Reassembling is joining us. Let me give you a little bit of love, and let's see if you heard that verse. Here's your applause, my friend. What's your assessment of that verse if you caught the lyrics?
I caught the lyrics. I can't say I've heard that one. That's a...
Well, I've got stuff out the archives. Here's the next one for you to review.
Jeez.
Check this out.
Letters after that they gotta pay. Glorious is his garment, and his drip different. Garments covered with the blood of Edomite children. The sword is the word, but soon it's gon' hit different. You don't hear it right now, but soon you gonna feel it. Our towns, your seas, your cities, your pillage. A vagabond in the land, yeah, you been a villain. It's the payback. Soon the world we gonna take back. Black man from the sky, they gon' hate that. When they leave from his seat to unleash the beast. New Passover Israelites.
Everyone, did you hear what he said? He said, "Blood's garment dripping with the blood of Edomite children." Imagine working with somebody, and they go on your social media profile and they see your children, and they're thinking, "One day I'm going to have the blood of those children on my clothes." Yeah. This is IUIC. This is IUIC Kansas City. No wonder they fought ISUPK Kansas City. The violence manifested itself out there one day in front of the library, huh? Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. We got more where that came from. You didn't get to see this, Jesse, so I'm going to show you the intro to this song real quick. Or one of the versions of the songs, anyway. Just in case you were wondering what it was like. And I'm going to play one time.
The payback.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you got to hear this one too, and then I'll get your feedback one more time here. Listen to this one more time.
Glorious is his garment, and his drip different. Garments covered with the blood of Edomite children. The sword is the word, but soon it's gon' hit different. You don't hear it right now, but soon you gonna feel it. Our towns, your seas, your cities, your pillage. A vagabond in the land, yeah, you been a villain. It's the payback. Soon the world we gonna take back. Black man from the sky, they gon' hate that. When they
That's
leave
important too to see. Black men from the sky, they're gonna hate that. This shows how they tie their UFO stuff in with their violent retribution. Now I could see some Hebrew Israelite and IUIC saying, "He's lying. We're talking about Jesus having the blood of Edomite children on our garments, not us." I could see them saying that. But Jesse, what do you think of the IUIC raps? They seem like a peaceful Bible-based group, wouldn't you say?
Well, they are. Maybe one day they will, like the 2 Timothy 2, they will come to their senses and escape from the snare of the devil. I mean, yeah, it's very, very brutal. We know they act like they're all in peace. You know, they come in peace and they march and they do all those marches and they go out in the community. But what's behind the theology? What's behind the actual words they say? So it's evident right there what's really the focus, you know.
Yeah. Shout out to Holy Heat for the super chat. Thank you, my brother Alan Torres, holding it down for this channel. In Jesus' name, please become a Patreon member if you are not already, ladies and gentlemen, or a channel member. You can do that at patreon.com/vocab. Channel membership is right there on YouTube. We also have PayPal, Cash App, and Zelle. Let's see what Old School Saint has to say. It's the payback. They finally said the quiet part out loud. The entire BHI doctrine is built on payback for slavery and Jim Crow. Duh. D. New says, demons be demonin'.
Demons be demon.
And the daughter says,
psychological.
Cults are dangerous. Delmy says, filthy music. And these folks are dangerous. But daughter says, not gonna lie, it's a good beat. What are you about to say, brother?
I mean, I guess when you're in the movement, psychologically, it is comforting. I guess I could see that, you know, but in a spiritual sense, this is it's cotton candy, man. It's sugar and air, and it collapses the second truth and grace touch it, you know. And that's what Christians are called to do, you know. We answer their opposition with gentleness, you know, correcting doctrine. We never gone out and picked on anybody personally, you know. It's always been the doctrine. But numerous times they went after you. I mean, name the camp, Sakari, GMS, you know, a personal attack. But yeah, that's just kind of really what's going on. It's
well, there's the children of light, according to 1 John, and then there's those who walk in darkness, you know, and the one is of the world and one isn't. Now, let's actually watch the video here. Jesse, I don't remember who. I think Reginald is the one who sent this to me. Shout out to Reginald. Can you describe what the video is and how it fits in IUIC's overall framework before you play it here?
Yeah, it's basically it's fan fiction. I think they've watched way too many medieval. I don't know. It's like Marvel meets Lord of the Rings stuff. It's got you and a jester. You're dressed up as a jester. You know, you're out there trying to stop the movement, but they got the crowns on, and it's just it's really just they're throwing around identity. It's the same old stuff going against the historic church. It's race over Christ. There's numerous contradictions when you actually look at the lyrics. The self authority, I think, is the best part. You know, he's like, I'm a Bible scholar. You know, in the course, it's like, yeah. So no qualifications. There's no academic publishing. There's no peer reviewed anything. I'm just a scholar.
Words
But
have new meanings here. You know.
You get banished to the nether realm towards the end of the video there.
Yes, I do. Let me show, before we watch this video, I want to show you guys something from Mark chapter 7. This is Mark chapter 7. And keep this in mind as we watch this video. And then you'll see why I titled today's show the way I did. Mark chapter 7, verse 20. Here's what it says. And we're going to see who said this and if it applies. All right. Jesus was saying, verse 20, Mark 7, that which proceeds out of the man, that is what defiles the man. So notice this isn't a discussion about clean and unclean foods. Jesus always gets to the heart of the issue. Pharisees are worried about who's eating what and who's washing hands and all this stuff. And then Jesus gets to the heart of the issue like he always does. IUIC will say, we can't eat this, we can't eat that, we can't do this, we can't do that, we got to wear this, da-da-da. And yet, look at what proceeds out of the heart of man. This is a perfect example of what Jesus was talking about. He was saying that which proceeds out of the man, that is what defiles the man. For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed the evil thoughts. What are evil thoughts? These are literally evil thoughts given life with AI. Sexual immoralities. I don't know if you guys know, UIC teaches they're going to have multiple wives in the kingdom, just not yet.
Yep.
Thefts.
Not yet.
Murders. How many times did you hear these guys talk about they can't wait till people's children are killed? Adulteries, coveting. We're going to get that from you. Wickedness, deceit, sensuality, envy, slander. My goodness, talk about slander. What about the time they dressed me up in a Nazi uniform? Pride and foolishness. All these evil things proceed from within and defile the man. Israel united in Christ. That is you. I don't care if you call yourself general, captain, officer. Who gave you what title? Trooper, soldier. That is you to a T. And we're going to see it with this video. It's called Unapologetic. It is fair use. And it's me in AI form as a court jester. Starts off kind of mild, gets worse as we go on. Here we go.
This is Benaiah Benjamin.
Scriptures cutting like a machete, don't get me headed. Unapologetic, my actions, I don't regret it. I'm a Bible scholar, I'm here to give you a lesson. We here to give the vision, that vision come with a message. Scriptures cutting like a machete, don't get me headed. Unapologetic, my actions, I don't regret it. I'm a Bible scholar, I'm here to give you a lesson.
Well, the video jumped a little bit. I want to make sure you guys don't miss that. So already, here.
I'm a Bible scholar.
So already, we're only 36 seconds in, and I'm already getting, my AI me is already getting physically abused. By the throat, by the shoulders, by the neck. It's happy times. And then, and the thing is, that's what they want to do when I go to their camps, and some of them have. And when I tell people, the only group that has ever got physical with me, try to push me around or bump me or block me or whatever, has been IUIC. And people are like, you're lying, I need to see the video. They usually do it when there's no video rolling as the point, or where I'm by myself. That's the whole point of when they do it, almost every time. But why would I lie? Meaning, I could say that about Sakari, right? If I wanted, I could say that about GMS. I could say that about UPK. I could have, if I'm just lying about Hebrew Israelite groups, now what IUIC will say is something silly like, well, See, that's because he knows that we're the most dangerous, and so he's got to lie about us. See, every group thinks that about themselves. But the only group that's ever gotten physical with me out there on the street 3 times that I could count is IUIC every single time. Every single time it's IUIC. Never been any other group. Now, I've had people from other camps say certain things. No doubt about that. But as far as actually laying hands, IUIC every time. So we're not going to play every lyric. We're going to actually read the lyrics at a certain point. But you see, it appears I have some kind of clown army with me. And they're angry jesters. So these are more like demonic clowns. These aren't happy clowns that you would bring to your children's birthday. These are angry clowns here. And obviously, I'm sort of the lead jester here. And watch what's going to happen. All right, so there's Nathaniel. I guess it's cold outside where they are. And why do they got to make the captain token so short? I mean, I know he's a Hispanic brother. He's just a car. But come on, man. Y'all did him dirty. That man is like a whole foot or so shorter than the I mean, I'm just saying, man. Come on, y'all. You got to step up this AI here. All right, so they're charging into battle, I guess. I wasn't exactly sure what was going on here. It looks a little interesting, but let's see. All right, we got a little ET situation happening. So he's doing a whole verse. Say what, Jesse? So the clowns are running.
Kind of like some. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was talking about the jesters right there. No, go ahead. There's just a lot to cover. I might have to do one on this too.
There's a lot there to do. These scenes remind me of not Book of, what was that? Book of Clarence. Okay, so now we got a couple guys coming to get me. Now, it's obviously AI me. Like, watch. It's obviously AI me. A little longer, grayer beard a little scruffier. I'm chubby in there, but that's okay. I'm chubby in real life, so that's fine. Whatever. I'm getting thrown down. Okay, no,
Yeah, but you get like bloated for some reason. You see yourself on the ground, you kind of get bloated.
When I hit the ground, I get a lot bigger.
It's just they're not there yet. It's not there yet with the animations.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they're gonna make me be flattery,
The castle's pretty cool in the background.
Yeah.
There's his Apologetics. There's your Apologetics. But it's the whole medieval imagery. Is this the kingdom to them? So it starts in 15th century Europe. Is that where the kingdom is? With these medieval themes, I never got that.
Well, remember they think that they ruled during that time. They thought that they ruled during that time, and so they're just representing sort of the future kingdom is going to be a kingdom like their past kingdom, but better because they're going to have their powers. So watch this carefully. Look at what happens. And I want you guys just to stop and think for a second. Imagine for a second if I made an AI video choking and throwing around Hebrew Israelites. How that would be. Now, I would never do it. You know why? Because it's not in my heart to do that.
Right.
You can't do this unless this is what you wish.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wish to do this to anyone Christian? If you're a Christian in the audience, maybe in the past you have, but if your heart's renewed, you don't wish to do this to anybody. You would never make a video doing this. Not unless you were an actor and you were the villain in the movie or something, and you had to play the role. Yeah. You wouldn't do this because this is not what's in a believer's heart. Do you?
No, it shouldn't be.
Look carefully at this. When someone says this image was not made by a detractor of Hebrew Israelism, this image was made by them with thought and effort and time and money.
And intention.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get a little volume here.
Living without the truth, so we pray that you get it. Fly mission sent out to you to bring you to repentance. Oh my God, I just don't know where to start. Thank you.
I think I need.
Now that was sinister.
I think I need some chapstick and to go to the dentist both.
You're getting heated about this.
Yeah. I can't tell if I'm a jester or what's happening here, but there I am. I
just don't know where to start. Thank you for this truth and thank you for not hardening in my heart. A lot of brothers lost in Christianity, they sleeping hard, but we don't
I'm running from them now. Check this out.
Don't see 'em run, praises for my leaders, they done built.
One thing I like is how every time when they show me in these ladder, I have a book in my hand. Thank you, IUIC.
Yes.
Hey, IUIC, was it the spirit on you that made you AI me with a book, like a parchment in my hand, and you having swords and people's necks in your hands? Ponder that, IUIC. I have
think about it.
the word. You have the sword in your hand.
Don't see 'em run, praises for my leaders, they done built me up. God, please stay with us. 12 tribes waking up. Hey,
Scriptures cutting like a machete, don't get me hit.
Now I'm hiding from them. Hey, you know what's interesting about this video? In real life, Israel united in Christ. Who hides from who? When I came to Dallas,
all know.
you put everybody inside that building and sent 2 guys and put a camera in my face the whole time, and everyone was buckled tight in the building. When I went to outside of San Diego, I think El Cajon is the name of it, you looked through the blinds and called the police on me. On the corner of Roosevelt and First, you got the cops to come over and say this man is harassing us, even though it was 1 of me and 2 of you. Who hides from who, IUIC? What is this?
Yeah.
Unapologetic, my actions, I don't regret it.
Hey, I thought that they're proud of their features, but this dude wants blue eyes.
Wants blue eyes.
Hey, ain't that recessive?
You know what's interesting though? They want to. I know they're trying to mock. They're trying to give you the in facts. If you guys research jesters, they're basically saying that you're sharp, fearless. You're able to speak truth and power. I mean, look at all the. My bad.
No, go ahead, bro. It's cool because I'm playing it real low.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna play every lyric.
You know, kings. You know, in medieval times, with kings, they wanted to host. They wanted honest truth. They would ask jesters. You know, they would be. They had a. I mean, there was. Look them up. They have highly educated. They were witty. They weren't fools. You know. So historically, calling you a jester is pretty funny because of that actual occupation that it held. So they're basically calling you educated, witty. It's pretty interesting. But
Now watch this.
they're mocking us.
AI is AI. Can't do everything. But I want to point out what's the only jester that has glasses in the thing. It's the vocab jester. So they don't have the faces is obvious to me, but he's got the glasses. So I think this is still me, which is important because watch the powers run through me by the IUIC guy here, and this is what happens.
Man.
Got something to say? I know they proving it. Prophesying to the wind, but they're not listening. Listening to my lafaya. The tribe of Benjamin. Keys up in this building, another auction box. Yeah, break it down the scripture, man. We didn't style up. Yeah, leave the Bible for.
Wow.
Check it out, guys.
Yeah, leave the Bible.
Check out this peaceful group.
Vocab Malone, you ain't smart. You a
So you're like, oh, well, that just looks like you, vocab. What's that? Listen carefully to the lyrics.
Bible. Vocab Malone, you ain't smart. You a mob. Rise a precept, then I cut him to the heart.
It confirmed. Now
Yeah,
they've got
yeah.
a book. Now they brought out a book, and apparently I can't handle the book's power. But here's what's so interesting. When I go to your camps, I have a Bible, and what do? You see?
Yeah.
In this video, it's not about doctrine. You're not making an argument, a sustained argument. I want to debate. You want to kill. So, you're portraying this, but in reality, you won't debate. You won't have conversations. You would never be cross-examined in a formal debate. Never.
No.
No IUIC member would do that. You won't even do it on the line. You get the speakers. So this is all vain imagination. But notice, I want to discuss. They want to see me dead.
Scriptures cutting like a machete, don't get me headed. Unapologetic, my actions, I don't regret it. I'm a Bible scholar.
Now, it looks like I've got blood on my vestments or garments.
It's looking like blood, yeah.
That's what it looks like, and my face looks bloody. So what, assume the position. What does this look like is about to happen? Some of the
Like an
video is
execution.
implication. Yeah. Bro. What?
Teach you a lesson.
What am I watching? Yeah, right. Teach you a lesson is what it says. Okay. Now I have my backpack, which I like because I've always got a backpack full of books and mics when I deal with these guys. And what's crazy is, let me just, we're out here dealing with this. And a lot of the Christians out there on the internet are mainly more interested in how they can get wealth and work out, which is cool. But this frontline spiritual warfare is boring to a lot of Christians. The latest gossip, the latest scandal, someone falls, that's very interesting and exciting. The latest celebrity said this or that, we've got to hear about that. But real spiritual warfare, as you can see, is evidenced by what the groups that we go after in the theological realm, what they do. You can see it right here. Now, in this video, they're going to cast me into the bottomless pit here. That's what's going to happen now. This is the bottomless pit. Watch how it keeps on going. And now he's about to blow me up and turn me into a demon. And you're going to see one of the...
Yeah, you turn in... Yeah.
And good callback. I think it was.
Unapologetic, my actions, I don't regret it. I'm a Bible scholar.
Now, you may be like, oh, that's funny. But here's why this is relevant. Here's why this is relevant. Because a classic thing that those who want to make it easier to commit certain kind of acts against someone is to dehumanize them. So if you can portray them as something less than human, if you can depersonalize it, it makes it much easier for acts of violence to be deemed okay against them. And so this is what this is. This is why people that hate Jews always portray them in very unflattering ways. That's why the old racist cartoons from the South and America, for example, would always portray African features very, very grotesque. This is a common thing that is done. And IUIC is following in that same path. That's why people call their opponents names that are animalistic. This is exactly what's happening. And look at the video. I'm a Bible scholar. I'm here to give you a lesson. Hey, dude just had bear paws there, bruh. Watch this.
Yeah, he did.
Dude's got, I guess that's just the power going through him, I guess. We'll give him a break.
But so much power, so much electrical moment.
Yeah. Now look at this. So there's the jesters, and there's these explosions. If you're like, what are these explosions? Remember, they think they're going to have spiritual powers. They think they will be able to actually do this kind of thing. Watch what's going to happen to one of the jesters' heads. And you have to ask yourself, which jester do you think they want that to be? Bruh. Now, my guess is it was too much of them to have my face there. But come on. Now you may be like, oh, cool, the video's over. Nope, there's still 9 seconds left. Are you guys ready for the last 9 seconds? Everybody drop a 1 and like the video and leave a comment if you want to see the other 9 seconds. Because it's the postscript, as it were.
It's where the truth comes out.
Yes.
And this actually does sound like you.
At the end, I don't think it does, bro, but whatever.
Kind of, well, from the very, very opening.
Compared to the British accent, yes. So in this video, the intro me has a faux British accent, and the outro me is like a nasally, whiny guy. All right, looks like you guys want to see it. Here we go. Here's the rest.
Wait, how did I get here? Damn you, Malachiah! This is your fault. If we don't stop them...
What in the world, bro?
Yeah.
What in the world, bro? Now, first of all, what kind of weird theology would even have anyone saying to one of their leaders, "Damn you, Malachi, this is all your fault"? What? Oh, what?
Yeah, it's not that God created me. I mean, at least be consistent. God created me to be hated by the Israelites, or whatever. Just be consistent in your theology. I don't know.
Here we go.
How did I
trying to
get
make sense
here?
of it.
Damn you, Malachiah! This is your fault.
So bizarre. It's so bizarre.
Wow. If you're just now joining us, we are talking about how Hebrew Israelites use artificial intelligence to make new videos to kill an AI version of me. And as we're going to discuss in a few minutes here, fly spaceships. We're going to play a quick commercial, little bumper. Make sure that you like the video in the meantime and have subscribed to this channel. And then we'll be right back with Jesse Walsh, going to do a final analysis of this part and show you more where it gets even more wild, where these guys are flying spaceships using AI. Welcome back to Street Apologists Live. Please pick up Street Level Apologetics if you have not. That's one of my books. Working on a few new books right now, and I believe you will be blessed by it. It helps you learn how to witness and talk to people, and especially in a city context. And I think that you will be greatly blessed by the book, and I hope that you do check it out. Okay. Now, we're continuing on here with this program, and I want to show another verse here from the book of Romans that relates directly to what we're talking about. We've read a number of verses here today. Romans chapter 1, verses 24 through 28 says this: "Therefore God gave them over in the lusts of their hearts to impurity." That's what we just saw with these AI videos, no doubt about that. And then what does Romans 1 continue to say? As the Apostle Paul writes, here's what it says: "So that their bodies would be dishonored among them." Now we understand that it's talking about specifically about homosexuality there, but that principle could still apply, as there's all kinds of ways to dishonor your body, and I would say to use your fist to choke people and to imagine slaughtering babies might be one of them. Verse 25, "For they exchanged the truth of God for a lie," as we just saw, "and worshipped and served the creature themselves rather than the Creator, the one true God, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this reason God gave them over to dishonorable passions." And I know we always rightfully first see that as condemning homosexuality. That is right. But there are other dishonorable passions besides our broken sexualities, and you see some of it here. The lust for revenge and vengeance, despite what the scriptures say, that vengeance is mine, says the Lord. Shout out to Ham Sunshine for the super chat. I appreciate it. He says, "This has given me all the nightmares tonight, but perfect love dries out all fears." So Jesse, tell people what we just saw and how you think it's relevant as we, as apologists, interact with specifically IUIC Israelites.
Yeah, you see the identity crisis on steroids, really. It's what it is. It's just completely out of reality, It's that us versus them brain candy. And I think they're doubling down on this imagery to kind of really, cults tell them you're fine as long as you kind of follow us, and we're the ultimate authority. But now we're giving you what it looks like, and people are just drawn to it, and it's kind of taking people out of reality. But what it's the fear, they have a fear of collapse. I don't know. What do you think? Is this a fear of collapse? I mean,
no.
It's a classic case.
I wouldn't say fear of collapse. That's not what's happening at all. IUIC is feeling themselves right now more than ever. IUIC is on the ascendancy and on the rise. That's not deniable from any objective standard or measure. They do not like the apologetic critiques leveled at them, and that's why they do the things they do. Usually it involves personal attacks and making fun of and mocking. very rarely is there any kind of substantive scriptural engagement. And when it is, there's no legitimate interaction. It's all straw man and a lot of nonsense and massive eisegesis. That's why there's no direct interaction, whether it's on the streets or online. It just doesn't happen. And so IUIC, on one hand, is filling themselves, but as they grow, I would say there's an increasing paranoia and fear, and they're more and more going about criticism and their members hearing it. Otherwise, they wouldn't care what apologists said. And I think they're going to level and marshal more and more of their ever-growing resources to do more and more of this kind of thing. I actually think it's going to get worse and worse and worse as they grow, because they'll kind of be drunk with the power of it. So let's take a look at some of the live chat here. Radar Apologetics just says, so weird. Bella says,
it's very weird.
Terrible music and graphics, by the way, super low tier. I didn't like the song, but I thought the graphics were a pretty good use. And I mean, either way, and they do have other songs that are good. This wasn't one of their better songs, but you know, they do have some songs that are really well done. Tony doesn't like the song either. Some people might like the song. If you go through the comments, they seem to like them. You know, on the video itself, it's called Unapologetic. You're just going through the furnace, brother. I think I know what you mean, but I'm not sure if I know what you mean. But I guess. Then Bella says, "Is this even legal?" Yes, it is. Yes. Delmy. Let's see. I'm going to skip that comment because no disrespect, but you don't really. I can tell you don't know Hebrew Israelism yet. So Delmy, keep on watching the show, and you'll keep on learning more about Hebrew Israelism, because right now you're still learning. I can tell, and that's okay. Okay. But you are right about this comment, Delmy. That is their good news. Yes, them throwing me around and doing all that is definitely exactly their good news.
They're loving it. Yep.
Yeah. So. They made some AI videos with you too, Jesse. Tell us about those.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. They watched it in IUIC Rally. I guess I don't have my background. I don't know what was going on with my computer, but you guys usually see me on my show, and I have a background. It's 5 solas on a brick wall. They literally think I live in my mom's basement. So they made a whole AI on Sora. There's this kid, he's reacting to Gedaliah's videos or something, and in the middle of it, mom upstairs says, "Hey, get ready for dinner." He's like, "Hold on, Mom, I'm trying to watch Gedaliah's video so I can refute it." It was pretty funny, but you know, they thought it was real, and I think that's when you pointed it out. Like, they think this is, you know, you guys know it's Sora, right? It was the Sora one.
Tell people what Sora is for those who don't know, and how to spot a Sora video.
Sora, you'll see it. It's a little, it has a watermark on it. It's actually from OpenAI. So OpenAI makes ChatGPT, but their new one is Sora, which I'm waiting for on Android. You can get it on mobile on iPhone, but it's just basically you can create 3-minute videos of whatever you imagine. And I'm wondering what they made with this. What kind of, like you said, it's probably a paid version of something. They stitched a bunch of these videos together to make that music video. I think that's what they're doing. But it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so when you look at the video they made of you, there was a number of people in the live chat that thought it was real. And I remember reading the comments and just thinking, I want to just, I want to say how sad it is, because it's really sad. They're watching a video where, if you watch the video that they made of him, it shows the computer in front of him, and then it shows him on the computer. So it's not the webcam. It's like it'd be like, hypothetically, another camera showing both things. And a lot of the people in the live chat thought that it was real. Now, why is that sad? They should be thinking, wait, where's that camera at? Whose camera is that? Because it's not a webcam. It's not directly in the camera. So they're thinking it's real. Who's filming that? Unless the person would have a camera over there and then would put that video out or accidentally have it. It just shows, like, my goodness, the lack of critical thinking. It doesn't matter. The lack of...
Yeah, there's the critical thinking. Yeah, it's lacking. It's not there.
And I think what we see in Romans, you see people are blinded. You see that there's a blindness. And so it's tough to see, because it's not just about IQ. It's about spiritual warfare, you know? Tough.
Yeah, and it's definitely, real quick, it's definitely that performance piece. You know, the vague threats, that kind of, it's like these hollow claims at scholarship and stuff. The people that follow them really could care about the little exegesis things they do. It's more about that performance piece, So when they see Nathaniel riding a lion or something, they're like, yeah, that's the delusion there,
Yeah, well, they just
Sad.
see it as the reality going to come to pass.
Mm-hmm.
So look, we're going to look at a couple of screenshots from the video we just showed. It's called Unapologetic. And just you kind of look at this and say, okay, what are they thinking? And what would this encourage their followers to want to do? And what would it make them want to think about? I think it's important to think about that as we look at these images. And these are from the video. Do you know all the folks involved with the video? I didn't know some of the IUIC personnel involved as well. Do you know of them a little bit, Jesse?
No, the three. No, the guys that made it or the guys that were in it.
No, the people that because one like Malachi. Some of the guys I don't know as well. I've seen this guy. Do you know? I don't know a whole lot about this guy. What do you know about this guy?
Obadiah, Obadiah. I think it's Obadiah, and then Deacon Malachiah. Is that how you say his name?
I don't know.
And then Osias.
Okay.
Malachi, and then Osias. I think Osias is the other guy. I don't know what camps they're from or what branches they're from, but I guess they're. And we talked about this before. It's about them being a celebrity within the group themselves. They love that. I think they're just trying to climb the ranks into doing classrooms and stuff and get that celebrity status within the movement itself. It's just little world they live in. Oh, so this is like big news to them. I bet this is broadcast all over the camps, We just destroyed Vocab.
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, the one with the Bahama accent. Which one do you know? What's the gentleman's name? The one with the I've seen him. IUIC thinks they kind of think we almost like. I didn't find this video myself. Someone else sent it to me. A lot of my information, when someone says, did you see IUIC did this or said this, it's almost always from some of the guys
someone else
in our apologetics network. Like, Jesse, you're pretty good at keeping track of the stuff. Reginald is, and I'm not saying that because they're not significant to the movement. Obviously are. I'm not trying to be funny. It's just that there's so much to keep track of. There's so much to look at. And so I'm not always seeing these things, all the time. But
but according to them, you're obsessed with them. You're just so obsessed. Yeah, we're all obsessed. It's like leave us alone, but it's either leave us alone or you're obsessed. There's no middle ground. We can't just talk about your doctrine.
Yeah, well, live chat. What do you think of this? Have you ever seen Christian apologists? And I'm being serious here. Face this kind of visual representation of violence happening to them on a regular basis. Like, this is, I don't know if the Muslims have a lot of stuff like this for like David Wood and AP. Maybe they do, and I'm just unaware.
I doubt it.
Like, have we seen stuff like this? And when they're pushing me around, or they're all laughing, it's like the greatest day of their lives.
It's so sad. It's so sad, but but I think they're feeling the pressure. There's a lot of apologists out there, even just personalities online that critique them all the time. So they feel. I think they're getting overwhelmed and getting tired having to track all these Christians who are refuting and analyzing and critiquing their stuff. That they're getting overwhelmed, so they're just doing stuff like this to say this is what we're gonna do. So you can't stop this. It's that beating your chest kind of. 12 tribes are waking up stuff, It's like, well, deal with the critiques. You rarely see anybody.
Yeah. Now I want to show you the UFO stuff. We're making a transition right now in the show, so let me play a little sound representing. We're switching to talk about the UFO stuff right now. All right. So we got the UFO sound effect. So we're going to transition into them using AI for UFO stuff. Now, just like I mentioned in the first one where I played those old school raps by IUIC KC and showed how violence was always in their heart, they're just able to use AI now and express it more colorfully. The UFO stuff has always been a big part of IUIC's eschatology, like all One Westers. And so you look and you see this image. You can see there. I see Gedaliah. I'm not sure who else I see there. He's taller. He's a pretty tall guy. God sends pastors after his heart to break down the law. So that's the video. And imagine a video about breaking down the law. That you've got UFOs in the back.
Wow.
That's what you associate with what you're doing. Now, what do they think? They think they're chariots manned by angels. One of the old logos for Patient Saints Radio had sort of a hand-drawn amateur version of this, where they're clearly portraying themselves as superheroes, with superpowers there. There's Nathaniel, I assume. And this is supposed to be for Patient Saints Radio. I don't know if I recognize everybody, but we do see got a guy. It's got to be
This isn't out of a vacuum, though, man. This isn't out of a vacuum. It's got a lot of Malachi York vibes. It's got a lot of Nation of Islam vibes. 5%ers. This isn't just them coming up with it. We see the blending of all these identity cults from the '60s.
Lots of groups really get into the UFO stuff, and now we see the blending of a previous song I played, the Payback Challenge, and look how bloody the imagery is, right? With the UFO stuff as well. You see this? This is actually the Arizona camp that did this video. You see where it says IUIC-AZ? This is the Arizona camp there that made this one. And you see that these videos aren't even that old, but how much IUIC has sharpened in the media area. So this is going to be a constant thing. And if you're saying, well, what is the truth about this? Well, we're not doing a whole show on it, but I do want to recommend to you a show I did with BK Apologist. It's on his channel. Did Ezekiel see a UFO? Because someone's going to say, this is how ignorant he is. He doesn't know about Ezekiel 1. Well, we do know about Ezekiel 1, and BK and I did a show on this, and I encourage you to watch it. Maybe D knew, or somebody could drop a link to the live chat. Now, I've done more on this topic, but we covered this and explained what Ezekiel 1 really means, which is a much more sensible interpretation than the idea that he saw a UFO.
Yeah.
Now, continuing on with some of the imagery for their Passover flyer here. You see Nathaniel here, and you got the now what's it going to do? Looks like it's going to blow up the pyramids. And you also see that kind of ancient warrior imagery as well. This is all fantasy brought to life. And now with the AI, they're able to do it more proficient than ever. And it's really especially evident for their leaders. Imagine putting an image out like this about your leader. He's on a horse with a UFO.
So bizarre.
Now, this is like a sign of the favor of the Lord. Whenever you see the UFOs, it's also a sign that it's about to go down real quick. So you may just laugh at this, but understand, if you're an IUIC member, this is making you feel this way. The end is near. It's close. We're about to get vengeance. It's about to happen. That's what it's meant to evoke for them, because if you don't understand it, they think it's about to go down. That's what's happening in sort of the heart and in the minds. This one I found especially interesting. It's Genesis 9, where Yahweh talks about setting his bow in the cloud. You got a flying saucer with Jesus up in there. It's really bizarre.
A lion
stuff.
Oh.
Now, in a second, we're going to watch a video where they use AI to have themselves flying spaceships and all other kinds of wild stuff. And this is the last one I'm going to show. This is IUIC Hawaii. Black No More Challenge. Oh, that's not the Payback Challenge. That's the wrong video. That's a different one they did where they used the Kendrick beat a while ago. They'll do these No More Challenges where you have a certain beat everyone raps over, and then everyone does different lyrics. And IUIC will do it internally, kind of like Jesse was saying earlier, how they kind of have their own internal world that a lot of people don't know about. So there they did the Black No More Challenge based off the Kendrick Lamar track. Imagine black folks saying Black No More, though. You see how anti-black and anti-African this religion is. The Jews are not Africans. So on the left is supposed to be IUIC type guy, and on the right is the African. Now, this is 6 years. This was 6 years ago at this point. It's older now. Now they're all super pro-African. It's
changed now.
Yeah. Now Africans get to come on in, and they're there too. So I think this is important to kind of see all this stuff together. Are you guys seeing what type of religion we're dealing with? I hope that you're kind of seeing this. And I'm going to show one other thing. This is a comment from an older video on IUIC where the person said this. Now, they say they're not in IUIC, but I want to show you this. I would be obsessed with the Israelites too if I wasn't an Israelite, knowing what's to come. The hate is real when you have a group completely ignoring you, yet really nation building. Now, to the person who commented this, what do you mean ignoring me? They just did a whole video where they're slaughtering me AI. That doesn't look like them ignoring me. You guys studying my features and putting them, on a clown. That's not ignoring.
I want to touch on that. They had to describe you in detail. They don't just pop an image in there. It's going to pop out a lifelike. They got to describe you, what his beard looks like. So they're just like critiquing
they
the
probably
look.
upload.
Oh, they don't look like him.
That means they're uploading reference pictures, right?
They're just they're going.
And they're like, oh no, change this. The nose is too small.
That's not what he looks like. Yeah.
Change this. More chubby cheeks, stuff like that.
He never knew over us though.
I never knew building families, brothers getting off drugs, women not prostituting themselves, raising children with morals such as wanting to kill babies, brothers not robbing, not attacking anybody. What do you mean not attacking anybody? So I'm not seeing that part. Oh, they're not attacking anybody now. Okay. Not attacking anybody yet would be such a threat to your miserable world. This isn't my world. I'm a pilgrim passing through. You know what I'm going to do for Reformation Day that's coming up in a few days? I've bought all the iterations of Pilgrim's Progress, and I'm gonna sit down with some friends and family, and because my birthday falls around this time too, and I said my birthday request is we're all gonna watch every version of Pilgrim's Progress that's come out. The Liam Neeson version back in the 70s, the newer animated updated one, the old school animation one from the 80s, and another one that's I think a British production. We got 4 versions. We're gonna watch them all. Why? Because we're pilgrims passing through. This isn't our world, Mr. Ortiz. If that's your real name, the commenter. Scriptures can't be broken. Have a nice time in hell, Esau.
Wow.
It's just like the thing you just saw. By the way, I'm not an IUIC school, bitch.
Wow. Jeez.
These are the kind of comments we got to deal with.
Spirit of God.
Yeah, but now they get to do it in real time, Okay, ready to switch over to some UFO videos? Here we go. Well, first, let me get some comments here. Hold on. Let me see what the live chat is saying. Hey, we need some more super chats. We got 3 and some more channel members, please. This ministry takes me a long time to prepare these shows. I don't know if you can tell. Think about lining all this stuff up. It doesn't just fall into place, and I have to do it myself. So that's time away from work, time away from family. So I really appreciate support here. Okay, so Dinu dropped the link to the Ezekiel 1 video. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Houston Euler says, when I saw the UFO, my first thought was the mothership of the Nation of Islam. Exactly. Christian Channel Bible says demonic idolatry cult. Yep. Radar says, I've got Unitarians making videos about me. I want to see the video. What are you mumbling about, Jesse? What do you?
I just hearing those comments, it's cracking me up.
Every time I read a comment, I want to make sure I would hear what you're saying. Love you, brother. Okay. All right. What else do we got? We got a couple more comments here. Yeah, to cast people into hell is anyone's position. This belongs to God alone. Amen. And daughter says Muslims do not have stuff like this. They want to hide their violence. These people are boastful. That's an interesting difference, isn't it? I think you're exactly right. And yes, they are elevating themselves. Ham Sunshine says something true, but sad, which is Islam and IUC both want to strike at Vocab's neck. Well, thanks for reminding me, buddy. Thanks a lot, man. And Lay says Twilight Zone IUIC edition. Okay, here we go. Switching over to the UFO video. Mr. Jesse, do you remember this UFO video? And as we transition into the AI with the UFOs, can you talk a little bit about UFOs and IUIC in particular here?
Yeah, there's how long they've been believing in that? That I don't know.
Oh, that goes back to old One West. That's old One West stuff.
That's old One West. Okay. Yeah. They believe they're the black angels, right? They are coming to take away the Israelites. I think there's beams coming down, and they're going to be zapping people, kind of like when Mars attacks, kind of thing.
Yeah, totally. One day I need to make a video that puts Hebrew Israelites' heads on the Martians. from
that'd be cool.
you know, that are in Mars Attacks. You guys remember Mars Attacks? Well, you do.
Yeah, that's
and it'll be
exactly
like,
what
we
they're
come in
thinking.
peace. We come in peace. We come in peace. We come in peace.
Bop, 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 bop.
Yeah, they're like blowing people up as they say we come in peace. And in the Mars Attacks movie, that's just like IUIC.
Keep the laws. Bop, bop, keep the laws.
Okay, so let's watch this UFO video and analyze it. Here we go. IUIC getting it. We'll go back a little bit here. Okay. Okay, what are we watching here? Okay, so we're going to be watching a video that IUIC created using AI. So these folks have been going wild with their AI lately.
Yeah,
and in it, you're not going to see me die again, but you're going to see God, Yahweh, as the old school called him. You're going to see what? You're going to see him talk directly to Nathaniel and say that he is his servant. And then you're going to see Nathaniel talk back to Yahweh and say, don't worry, I won't let you down. That's literally what we're about to watch. These folks don't just think that they're fulfilling Scripture, which is problematic enough. They literally basically think that they are Scripture. So that is their portrayal of God. They do think, by the way, Father God is embodied. They do hold that he is actually a black man. The problem's not
there's two
the
gods.
first. The problem's not the first. The problem's the second. The fact that you've got the Father as a man. Only one was incarnated, and that's Christ. So watch this. He's going to talk, and he's going to say, I'll call for my servant from Nathaniel. It's like they're writing the Bible, because check this out. How can you say what God says? How could you do this? And yet they do. And then they got Nathaniel talking back to God. This is crazy, man. Watch this.
Yeah.
I shall send Nathaniel, for he is chosen to gather my children and bring them back to me.
What about Tahar? What about Johanna? They're not chosen? Do you see how he's even the center of his own religion here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bro. This is some wild stuff. Daughter's exactly right. I just want to remind everybody, this is all making...
And I will send Yawasap, Kanai, and the other pillars.
I know that they're trying to make sure it continues the likeness. But why does Yawasap need glasses when he's got his superpowers? It seems like if I'm going to have superpowers, I hope I get rid of the glasses, you know?
Get that 20/20 vision at least.
Yeah, you would hope, right?
And the other pillars, that they may...
Oh, catch that. He says, Yawasap and the other pillars. He is describing these men in the leadership of IUIC as pillars. Pillars. Who did Paul call pillars? Remember in Galatians? He referred to pillars of the church, and it wasn't old IUIC guys. But guess what? IUIC thinks that they're the same people from the New Testament reincarnated.
That's that reincarnation. I was just gonna say, yeah, that's them reincarnated.
So they
without saying the word.
So they can think that they are literally the pillars. James, Cephas, and John, who were reputed to be pillars. Galatians chapter 2. There are actually pillars described in the Jerusalem church. It ain't y'all.
I will send Yawasap, Kanai, and the other pillars, that they may stand with him to preach, to teach, and to guide my chosen people.
I ain't trying to trip, but this God's narrator voice doesn't exactly sound James Earl Jonas. He sounds
It's
almost...
got to be James Earl Jones.
No. What I'm saying is...
You can't narrate God without James Earl Jones, man.
What I'm saying is he doesn't sound like James Earl Jones or Morgan Freeman. He sounds a little bit more like Max McLean. Those who know the ethnicity of those gentlemen will understand why I'm pointing that out.
By your will, by your power, and by your name, I will not let you down. Yawasap, Kanai. You have heard the command as I have. The Lord has set before us no simple task. To awaken the people is to stir the bones of the sleeping.
This dude is talking to God right now, bruh.
On a spaceship. As they're flying over the universe, or are they over the city?
break chains long fastened, to call light into a world swallowed by shadow. This mission will not be easy, but you, my brothers, were chosen for this hour. Your
Ego maniac.
Ego.
strength, your wisdom, your faith, these are the weapons that will cut through the darkness. You are my generals, my right and my left hand.
Bruh. So you see,
Okay.
I want you to analyze the hierarchy being presented here. God, Yahweh, to Nathaniel. I don't know where Yahushua, Jesus is and all that. I don't know what he's up to, but apparently he doesn't get to be in this video. But you've got Yahweh who speaks directly to Nathaniel. Then by the sort of power of transference, you've got him now speaking to his generals, calling them his right and left hand. Yo, who do you think you are, bro? You're a retired cop who leads a religious organization, bro. That's what you.
Well, then where does General Johanna fit in? I thought he was second in command.
No, so their organization is essentially not considered relevant to IUIC's mission. They view themselves as the chosen organization. So those are basically competing claims, and so they would not find that basically relevant at all. Maria Lisa says, I will continue to pray for your ministry and protection. The arrows they shoot will be turned back to them. I hope that they pierce the heart so that they can become my brother spiritually and in every way, and we can then praise and worship together. That's what I pray for.
With you at my side, I do not fear what awaits. Yet even
Isn't it thy rod and thy staff shall comfort me? Psalm 23 talks about, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh's presence is what comforts the pilgrim. And thy rod and thy staff, these are things given to he's got his generals is what gives him comfort and presence. Do you see how man-made this religion is, ladies and gentlemen?
The burden is greater than the three of us alone. Therefore, send forth the call, gather the others.
Send forth? He's trying to talk Bible.
Let their voices rise with ours. Let their fire join our flame. For the time has come to stand as one, to lift.
Job B. Hey, that's a pretty funny question. Why is this cape blowing in a spaceship? Yeah. Now, I know when they watch this, they're going to be like, Esau don't get it. He doesn't get it. We understand, ultimately, this is artistic presentations. They're doing all kinds of things for dramatic effect. And we could laugh at this. There's a certain level of where this is like, yo, this is humorous. But you got to understand, if you're in this group, this greatly influences the way you see things. It's giving shape to your thoughts by visually what you see. It's the power of suggestion on steroids. And that's why they do it, because they know that. Understand? Lace with the super chat. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very, very much. Says, Jesse, your background makes you look like you're in the engine room of Nathaniel's spaceship. That's actually why I gave him that background.
I'm in the back. I'm keeping the engine running.
Can you do a Scottish Yeah. Okay, so I'm a Hebrew Israelite officer, and you're my Edomite slave, and I say, we need more power, Mr. Walsh.
I can't do it. I'm trying. I can't do it. I can't really do it.
Try harder or die, Esau, you and your children.
Oh man! But they got
and awaken our people. Go now, Yahweh. Go now.
We are ready for this mission.
So see how God sends Nathaniel and then Nathaniel sends these guys out?
I see that.
Let me show you how it really works in the Bible. John 13 through 15, the farewell discourse passages. What happens there in real life? The Father sends the Son into the world, and he communicates, he exegetes the Father to the world. He displays the Father's love for his creation. And then when Jesus leaves, he says, I'm not going to leave you as orphans. The Father and I will send the Spirit.
Send the Spirit.
That's what really happens. It's a Trinitarian mission. These guys have put themselves in the place of God.
To undo what Esau has spent billions to weave. to break the lies that keep our people asleep and to turn their hearts back to our Lord. Can I make the call? Send a message to the pillars. The time has come. Rise, my brothers, hear the call. The hour has come. The mission is at hand. Malachi.
Oh, that's the one. So that's his name, Malachi. That's the one who sent me to hell in the video.
Yeah, he sent you to the nether realm.
Okay. So D knew Malachi is the brother from the Bahamas, right? Okay. So I think that's the gentleman from the Bahamas is Malachi. He did the last verse in that song. Okay. Got it.
Abiel.
We knew Abiel. This is the one that ISUPK dubs Big Frida. We don't use names like that though. But that's what ISUPK does. You know, that's what they're all about. We don't do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Abiel though, man, he has so much potential. You know, when you see these guys, you see what the Lord could do, and then you see what the devil does, and it just breaks your heart.
Amen.
Joshua.
That's the IUIC Phoenix leader there, right there. Sometimes I jokingly call him Captain Token because he's the token Latino guy that got in their leadership.
Isaac.
Isaac's man in the controls.
This is wild, man.
Malachi.
So there's Malachi and Malachiah.
Malachiah.
Asaph.
We all know Asaph. We all know him.
Oh, Friday Night Raw.
Welcome to Friday Night Raw and Vocab.
Friday Night Raw.
Isaac.
Real quick
He
question.
got glasses too.
If they got superpowers, why do they need armor?
Because it looks cool, man. It looks cool.
Pillars of strength. For the Lord has summoned us. Stand with us now. For the awakening of our people cannot wait another breath.
So stupid. So what? Just join our group? Join our group? Is that what that's what the call is? So we can march? Is that what?
So the psychological effect, of this is to center themselves in the mission that God has for the end times. That is the psychological effect, is an egotistical position, not just in the world and on the planet, that's bad enough, but even within their own religious sphere, they are the center, they are the vanguard, they are the bleeding edge, as it were. Now, it used to be, if you're just looking at numbers, ICGJC. But ICGJC fell and got even more vanquished by the ravages of time and bad doctrine when Jermaine Grant died from COVID on April 1st. So now IUIC is at the top, and here is what they are doing. He's about to take off, and if you were wondering, just to make sure that still it's a UFO, you're going to see it here in a second. Here we go. Brah.
Wow.
Okay, now.
There it is.
Do we understand what we are up against? I'm talking about, think of the men and women trapped in this bad doctrine. They're seeing stuff like this. IUIC is going to become more and more proficient in their media. And here's what I want people to think about. For years, the Jehovah's Witnesses were formidable because of their excess publishing. So not only do they publish their own mistranslation of the Bible, not only do they do that to back up their doctrinal claims, but they have a steady publishing arm that publishes The Watchtower and Awake, sort of a more pop level, almost student level Awake, and then a more sort of doctrinal centric publication. And these were translated, and they still are, by the way, all over the world. And it was a very considerable thing. And they were very dedicated. Every Saturday at least, and if you're in any city, in any city, you get this. We would like to talk to you about the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. Do you have a minute to hear about it?
Yep.
We have some free literature to give you. Now they're at the bus stops waiting. This is a big thing, though. And their website is actually a pretty functional website. You go in there and you can search for any topic and find out a lot about what they believe. Now, they don't put everything on the table, but it's actually very helpful. So it's like an encyclopedia of Jehovah's Witnesses intro-level ideas. They have never done anything like this. They will never do anything like this. They're a religion that came out at a certain time, adopted certain methods of media, and they've never adopted fully to the internet in the same way, except for their apps and their website. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Mormons, giving away Book of Mormons everywhere, sending missionaries to your door, spending money on all kinds of things and all kinds of issues and all kinds of propaganda for their religious organization. They've never got into the media like this. Now, in the 80s, and they did a huge campaign where the Book of Mormon was on TV. You get a free copy and missionaries would come to your house. It was a sustained campaign, and it was really made to kind of mainstream them. This is something when you study the history of apologetics with Mormons, you'll discover and see. It was a big deal, their TV campaigns that they did in the 80s. They were always on, and they would do it in the middle of the day. Then when Facebook really started going on, they did a huge campaign that was I am a Mormon. It would be like people that were different than what you would think, which is kind of the clear-cut Captain America type. And they would be like, and I'm a Mormon. It was pretty sustained. So you have little examples of them dabbing and dibbing into the digital world in this way. They got a little bit going on with things like Saints Unscripted. Now, a lot of you don't know what I'm talking about. These are larger apologetic landscape issues because I never just focus on Hebrew Israelites, and it's important to compare and contrast cultic-type organizations especially. But they've never done and will never do anything at this level, especially for external use. They've got some things where they do like the Bible plays and productions where they'll show a Jesus coming to the Americas or something like that. I've seen some of this stuff. And they have some extensive stuff when you go into Deseret bookstore selling the DVDs, which have now transformed into streaming and whatnot. There's a level, but it's not like this. No cult really has ever done this level that we have seen of media proliferation using social media at this level that I'm aware of. Scientologists didn't. They became really cloistered with all the stuff that came out, like the book Going Clear. Nation of Islam, how do you get the paper? You got to live in the city and see the guy in the corner at the light, which I frequently would, and I would get one. You got to go to the right barbershop to see where they're at. You don't just get Final Call wherever. You got to be in those places. This is different in a lot of ways, and I don't think Christians understand that. They're so worried about all this other stuff. You know, what are this person saying, and what are they reading, and look at this latest tweet. I can't believe the subtext of this tweet. And so let's spill the tea on this person, and who fell here? Did you hear about this person's marriage? And instead, what about these things right in our neighborhoods that are affecting and impacting real people's lives? And church needs to wake up because, yes, we'll make some jokes here or there. We're trying to keep it light, but ultimately this affects people's lives. Now, I did a little monologue, Jesse. I apologize. Let me give a shout out to Radar for the next super chat, and then make sure that you get your 2 cents in because I appreciate you joining today. And we're going to end the show by going through these lyrics that you've provided in a second. He says, as a student of Hebrew, a lover of Hebrew, and passionate about the Hebrew Bible, every time I hear their Hebrew, I cringe. Understand, brother, and you're a good brother.
Imagine, yeah.
Appreciate your work. That's your sound for your super chat. So Jesse, comment on the comments.
We've all been there before. We're all seeing the same old propaganda. I think we just need to keep pushing at what we're doing and critiquing them with a counterculture that we have been doing. But it's interesting, on their website, they have this legal document for people that are kind of, I sent it to you on Facebook. I don't know if you could share it, but this is very interesting. So they have all this, they're high and mighty, right? They're the prophets reincarnated, but yet they have this legal, let's see, where is it at?
Hold on, let me find
this
let me
legal.
Find
yeah, it's a legal notice, and it's by the IUIC.Inc. legal department for people critiquing them. It's really interesting.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's
okay,
to whom may concern.
Okay. Oh,
it's like they're.
Oh wow.
Yeah, here's the problem.
All right,
with
hold on,
that,
I'm going to show this on the
don't...
screen. Go ahead. Hold on, that's the wrong thing, but I'm going to put it up here. Just give me a second, Jesse. Okay, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, you don't get to hide behind defamation when people are critiquing your actual words, your doctrines and behaviors. So if we put your racist, cultic tactics and manipulation schemes, they put it on YouTubes and in sermons and in print, then they've kind of made it fair game for public criticism, and that's just what we've been doing for the last couple of years, then that's not defamation. That's commentary. What we're doing is giving commentary to their stuff, like we did today. Were we making fun of them? No.
What's the essence of this document? Have you read it yet?
Yeah, it's just basically. I mean, please be advised that the publication or republication of any such false or misleading statements regarding IUIC, its leadership, or its members constitutes defamation and exposes the responsible party or parties to substantial civil and, where applicable, criminal liability. IUIC will not hesitate to pursue all legal remedies available, including but not limited to claims for defamation, libel, and slander, as well as the pursuit of relief and monetary damages. IUIC hereby demands the immediate retraction and cessation of any defamatory content pertaining to the organization. All parties are warned that any future publication of false or malicious statements will be prosecuted to the fullest extent permitted by the law. But it was interesting when we talked earlier, the Church of Scientology had this same tactic, the intimidation.
Yeah, legally.
What? Share your thought on that. That was kind of interesting what you're talking about.
Yeah, so that's a pop-up when you go to the website now, huh? Like right when you go to the website, it just pops up. This is like the first thing, kind of like when Joey Morgan died. They had a statement and a number of other things that have happened. They make a statement that pops up right when you go to the website, and now you got this legal notice. My goodness, let's save this for the future here.
Yeah, so what is it saying, behind the curtains? I think they're not liking the pushback. Even though they say they don't care about the pushback, yet they're making videos and music videos about, it just speaks for itself. This stuff wouldn't last in an actual courtroom, obviously. They don't care about feelings. They're not facts, It's not really a defense, It's just it's just a fantasy, It's all fantasy. Knights with swords, the anachronism, they're borrowing medieval European imagery, but yet they claim to reject European influence. I don't make that make sense. Kings, armor, swords.
Because they think they're in charge of Europe at that time, that's why. So
but none of it reflects ancient Israel.
No, but they're saying they're in charge of the Middle Ages, so that would be their culture too. Because they're the aristocrats, when we go back, so they're the ones setting the culture.
And then we use British Israelism to prove that, right? That's what Ethan does. That's kind of his. That's kind of his bag.
Yes, they actually do that. You're right.
That's why they run Britain.
Yeah. Jesse Walsh, tell people about what you do and what you've got coming up next and what's on the channel.
Yeah, actually, I've been out for a while. I've been pretty busy, but we're gonna go do a live tomorrow on the reassembling. You can find me on those YouTube, move to Kick, to Rumble, to Facebook, all that stuff. But we're going to talk about Steven Anderson. He's got a pretty interesting sermon we're going to review where men with long hair are sinners and women with short hair are rebellious. It's a pretty interesting sermon from Steven Anderson, but that's what we're up to. Got a lot of other stuff coming up in the near future. I'm going to do the actual who was Edom, who were the Edomites. A lot of crazy stuff on our channel, so go check us out.
Excellent. The reassembling, great work. Jesse's got a lot of brothers around him. And you're not just on YouTube. Where all can they find you and what do they look for, bro?
Let's say TikTok. You can find me, Jesse Walsh, on Facebook. Find me on Instagram, jesse.walsh.4090. And then all the other platforms are just the reassembling.
Yes, sir. Excellent. Guys, we got some amazing videos coming up on the channel, so you want to make sure you subscribe and hit that bell. Please support us in prayer and in all the other ways. Check out my brother Jesse and keep on praying for IUIC. We love our enemies, those who consider we don't count people as enemies, but we understand that people say I am your enemy, so we pray for them. We love them. That's what Christ told us to do, and so continue to do that. As we continue on this mission, we're happy warriors for Jesus Christ, and we're not going to stop. And I appreciate you all stopping by tonight on Street Apologist Live.